Girl. Yeah. You smell it on it? Yeah, like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I go play my game, man. On blood, on bigger beat.
My thug.
It's like a bigger beat. Hit as they saying, man.
Come on. Look. Yeah, give me a girl. Yeah.
What's up? I'm rocking with Senior, and I'd like to welcome you to the Hood on. What's up? What's good with everybody? As always, I'd like to welcome you motherfuckers to the Hood on Lock. Man, oh man, niggas will be niggas. Every time you look up, it seems like motherfuckers is always trying to seize an opportunity. Even when they don't deserve, and they really don't care whether it's from a death of someone. They don't care about their family or the relatives. So for those that's wondering what I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure you guys heard the story of Tyre Sampson, the 14-year-old, big 14-year-old at that. He was on an amusement park ride and somehow was ejected or fell out of it to his untimely death. I want to say prayers to the family. I also want to say prayers to Tyreek and condolences to the family. I know they hurt by this, and then this story, or should I say the people involved in the story that I'm about to do, didn't make this shit any more better. A woman decided, I guess because the family didn't move fast enough, we don't know. She decided to jump up and say that she was related to Tyre. They said she was taking donations on behalf of the young man's family. And come to find out, she's a total fraud. She doesn't know Tyre Sampson. The family don't know her. She don't know them. And this woman is just a fucked up, grimy individual. But you know, karma's a motherfucker, y'all. And instantly she felt that. So what I'm going to do is, like I always do, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what I'm talking about. And then y'all let me know what y'all think. What's good to my nigga audio cracking the motherfucking building. These motherfuckers is crazy. They fucking pathetic. And it's crazy because this week we seen a lot of women do some pathetic shit, from Black China crying about not getting child support, but yet she doesn't even have her kids majority of the time. Like, women really feel a sense of entitlement to other people's money, property, and pretty much anything they can think of. Now, when I speak on things like this, it's never all. So salute to the women who are now out here pulling these type of stunts. But it's a large portion of you hoes that are broke and just fucking pathetic and fucking irritating. So let's go ahead and tap into this fraud bitch who's looking for clout and a bag off the death of this young man, not caring about this young man or his family. You bitches is pathetic. Oh well, it wasn't showing commercials the first time, and all of a sudden it's commercial time, y'all. So y'all just bear with me. Another 5 seconds.
Development. Eyewitness News has uncovered a woman who is claimed to be a family member and spokesperson for the 14-year-old who fell and died on that ride at Icon Park. Actually has no ties to the family. That's her in the Nike sweatshirt. The woman, who said her name is Shay Johnson, has been claiming she is the cousin of Tyre Sampson.
I want you guys to get a good look at this bitch. She is not related to Tyre. None of the family as of now know who the fuck she is. She's out there getting petitions. They said she's accepting donations. She's holding press conferences in the name of being his relative, his cousin, not a supporter, not someone who just felt bad about the story. This one was a fucking fraud. Let's continue.
Woman's been holding news conferences, hugging people, collecting petition signatures, and leading a vigil outside the free fall ride, conducting lots of interviews. And now the Orange County Sheriff's Office says Sampson's mother told detectives she doesn't even know who this person who claims to be Shay Johnson is. Attorneys representing the family also told us none of the family members know Johnson. The sheriff's office is not aware of any crimes being committed at this point, like collecting funds. And late tonight, how about this twist? The woman's employer, Flash Dancers Bar in Orlando on Orange Blossom Trail, told us in a statement tonight that they have terminated her employment.
You see what the clout and the fraud get you? Now you out there faking and funking for donations and clout. Bitch, you can lost your real job. How fucking smart is that, stupid? Man, these bitches these days are so fucking pathetic when it comes to money and motherfucking materialistic shit. Like, they will lie on you. They will set you up. They will steal from you. Shit, other than a good nut, shit, what else is it really worth? Like, for real. And again, I'm not speaking on all women, but it's a large percentage of you grimy ass bitches, for real. Now, I came across this account. Actually, my girl came across this account and she showed it to me. Her name is Paris_Golden X3. Quite such a lady though. And you gotta check her out, man. I don't know if she does this often, but she definitely had a lot of information on this story. Now, I just followed her today. I looked through her account. I didn't really see any other news reports, so I guess this one situation really touched her. So let's go ahead and check out baby girl with her sexy self. Let's see what she had to say about this fraud ass individual.
Please help spread the word. People are going to the location daily, donating money to her to help the family.
Yeah, the fake crying and all.
The group released. Please help spread the word. People are going to the location daily, donating money to her to help the family.
Watch it one more time. Look at all this shit. Look at the cap.
The group released. Please help spread the word. People are going to the location daily, donating money to her to help.
She really need to stop capping for real. She's even went as far as DMing herself conversations, y'all. Check this out.
So sick and sad. She is literally writing herself, pretending like it's someone else writing her, acting like she is related to him. This is so sick and sad. She is literally writing herself, pretending like it's someone else writing her, acting like she is related
one more time,
to him.
y'all.
This is so sick and sad.
This bitch is capping a motherfucking year, my nigga. She worse than Soldier Boy. Now look at all these motherfuckers, including this lady who look like she definitely on drugs or something. They all are fraud. Let's check this shit out.
Served, may the young man and family have peace. These people are sick. These Saturday they're on TV and scammed the whole Orlando. Who would even sit and think of such thing to do at a time like this? Look at them, they are really delusional. They played the role so good. Justice is served, may the young man and family have peace. And these people are sick.
This is sad.
Saturday they're on TV and scammed the whole
Look at these motherfuckers.
sit and think of such thing to do at a time like this. Look at them, they are really delusional. They played the roles.
I mean, this shit is just pathetic, y'all. What's good, pretty black? Pretty black. I hope you a female. I can't really tell. What the fuck? Oh, yeah, that's a female. Appreciate you stepping in, baby girl. I just have to double check because, on YouTube, these Polar Gang members, you ain't no telling what the hell they name is. But I appreciate you stopping by. I'm about to drop the StreamYard link in the chat for anybody that want to come up and voice their opinion on this. She's not done though. She got about 2 more videos. Y'all check this out because she has a lot of knowledge on this shit.
Here is the real GoFundMe account. Okay, y'all. So right here is the real GoFundMe account they created. This is from the family. So if you would like to go and donate anything to the family, this is, make sure it says this. I'm gonna put the link in the bio. That way you can get to it quicker. And I'm pretty sure they will appreciate everything you all sending. Okay, y'all. So right here is the real GoFundMe.
And again, I want to say salute to Paris Golden ×3 for giving us this information and actually caring. Now let's check out our last video, you guys.
Peace, Tyre.
Broad daylight. If you play with me, so I advise you to find something safe to do.
Karma is real. Rest in peace, Tyre.
Broad daylight. If you play with me, so I advise you to find something safe to do.
Karma.
Now the question I want to ask you guys is, how broke, how desperate, or how thirsty of a person do you have to be to try to capitalize off someone's death? Oh, my bad. We got a whole bunch of YouTube bloggers that do that every time a rapper dies, don't we? So we might as well throw this bitch in the same boat with them fuck niggas. Still dragging deceased rapper names in the mud for a check, for views. See, this shit is just sad and pathetic, y'all. We play a couple of more videos of what the family had to say. If you want to come up at the StreamYard link, let me put the calling number at the bottom of the screen. My bad, y'all, I'm high. I forgot to put it on there. But yeah, let's check out what the family had to say. The real family, the real father, y'all. And let's check in on some of the news reports on how Tyre lost his life on this damn ride.
Hello, everyone. We had a very
The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida. Let me tell you something, man. The story of Tyre Sampson, the young man who fell out of a roller coaster this week and died, that story has disturbed me simply because whenever someone loses their life to someone else's negligence, it is always disturbing. And it's why I say we, as a collective,
appreciate it all, pretty much.
Behavior to stay safe. All right, somebody failed that young king, but we live in a society nowadays where people really do anything for clout. I'm telling you, in the future, they are going to look back and realize the effects of social media on the brain. The same way they are now realizing the impact of football on the brain, it's going to be some cognitive dissonance that will come from constant social media use, because there is a woman in Orlando who Facebook is identified as Shay Johnson, but her name might also be Louisiana Browning. More on that later, but she was telling people that she was the cousin of the late Tyre Sampson. Not only telling people she was his cousin, but she was taking donations on her claims.
This bitch is sad.
Make this kind of stuff up. Listen to her.
He said, I know you got all the money. Cousin, let me hold some money. I said, I don't got no money. He said, yes, you do. So I went back in my job and I got him some money and I brought it back out. And I said, what you finna do with it? He said, I want to get on the swing on international. I said, okay, ride it twice and ride it for me.
Do you guys realize that this bitch just made up that whole fucking story? She doesn't even know the boy. R.I.P. Tyre.
And he called me back about 7 minutes later. He said, they said I'm too big. I can't ride. So I said, go try another one. That's when he came to try the slingshot. And he said they told him he was too big for that. So he said, well, cousin, it's another ride. I'm going to try it out. I said, okay. And he called me. He said, they let me ride. I can ride. And I said, okay, get on. Didn't know this would be my last time talking to him live. He just wanted to ride and have a good time.
She's lying.
To me.
Tyre Sampson's family released a statement on Facebook and said they don't know her. His immediate family said they have no idea who she is. So please stop donating to her. But the question I have every day of my life when I hear things like this is why? Why? Why would you do this, Luciana? or Shay, whatever your name is. This is why I enjoy being home, because this is not the earth I grew up on. And there are beings, creatures from other realms.
Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me one time.
Okay, and in case you're wondering, Louis Sheena Browning, who goes by other aliases like Shay Johnson, has been fired from her place of employment after that little clout chasing stunt she pulled pretending to be Tyree's cousin. Okay, one of our special correspondents here at the Breakfast Club, Little Duval, dropping the clues bomb for Little Duval, okay, posted a statement from her former place of employment this morning. Let me read it. This is a statement from Flash Dancers Topless Orlando.
Oh boy.
Okay, a titty bar in Orlando, Florida. She was employed there, and Flash Dancers.
That explains why this bitch is so thirsty. No disrespect to all the dancers, but a lot of y'all are fucking thirsty, money hungry, desperate, grimy as fuck. Now it makes sense. This bitch was working at a titty bar. Topless titty bar.
Released a statement 15 hours ago on Instagram with her picture and a caption that reads, "We have separated ourselves from this individual that goes by multiple names. She's no longer welcomed here." Dropping the clues bombs for Flash Dance's titty bar in Orlando. Okay, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything, and I'm glad they didn't stand for the clout chasing of Louisiana Shay Johnson Browning, or whatever the hell her name is. The moral of the story is, 1, stop talking to niggas of all races after 5 p.m. 2, stay home if you can. Okay, the real pandemic we don't discuss enough is these devil damn donkeys. Okay, I stay in the house. I quarantine to avoid you diseased donkey pizzles. Okay, so please, 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 please.
Charlamagne, shut up. You done gave yourself donkey of the day 3 or 4 times, nigga. So if you put your own self on your own show as donkey of the day, you the same donkey you're talking about. But everything else I agree with. This bitch is sad and fucking pathetic, y'all. She made up that whole motherfucking story. Oh, he called me. He said he couldn't get on one ride. He called me. Said he couldn't get on another ride. He called me. He said I can get on this ride. And he died. I had to mop up all of his blood. Now, I don't know if she did or did not do the mop up his blood part, but she damn sure lied about everything else before that. This kid doesn't know you. Don't know you. Hold on, you guys.
An emotional vigil as family mourns the death of the 14-year-old who fell off a drop ride at Icon Park. Plus, the News 6 investigators make a bombshell discovery pointing to a potential cause for the deadly accident.
Manufacturer specs say the passenger should have never been on that ride.
We'll see.
Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell. 14-year-old Tyre Sampson of Missouri fell to his death from the Orlando freefall ride late Thursday night. The Florida Department of Agriculture and the Orange County Sheriff's Office are investigating the death. The ride is now shut down.
Tonight, Icon Park also demanding the slingshot ride be shut down too. Icon Park is the landlord for the property. It sent a formal request to Slingshot Group, the owner and operator of both rides. Our team coverage begins with Treasure Roberts. She's live at Icon Park, where family held an emotional vigil tonight. Treasure.
Yeah, it was a beautiful vigil with tears, prayers, and hugs, and it happened right here in front of his memorial that has just been steadily growing. You can see that there are still people here lingering. I can hear gospel music playing, and they're lighting candles and signing posters. Now, most of the people who showed up today don't know Tyre, but felt moved to send condolences and comfort the family during such a tough time.
Lord, Father God, as we come before you, humble as we know how.
Opened with a passionate prayer, dozens of people gathered for a vigil honoring.
Y'all pay attention to this news clip. It was before she got exposed as not being a family, and she getting all the clout she can. I'm pretty sure you just saw her in the clip of this video.
Sampson.
We pray that it won't happen again to nobody else's child, nobody else's family member, in the name of Jesus.
Mourning the 14-year-old boy who...
Wait a minute. Y'all see how these motherfuckers is all in the back like this is really their relative? Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Honestly, this shit is on the news. They didn't think the family would actually notice and see their fucking faces. Like, are they really that fucking stupid? Did they honestly think nobody would recognize and be like, who the fuck is these motherfuckers? Man, these motherfuckers gotta be dumber, way dumber than what they look.
Mourning the 14-year-old boy who fell to his death from the Orlando freefall at Icon Park. Tears flowed from the eyes of Sampson's cousin, Shay Johnson, who muttered, "It's not right," over and over.
The herpest thing I had to do.
Bitch, I ain't give you no more clout than what the fuck you already got, your fraud ass. Let's see what the dad had to say about his son's unfortunate demise. And I believe this is the real son. Real father, I mean.
But my son was a fighter, you know, and he fought all the way to the end, you know, and I just wish it never happened.
Heartbreak and confusion settling in for an area father tonight as he lives through his worst nightmare, any parent's worst nightmare. He'll never see his son alive again after he fell from an Orlando amusement park ride. I'm Samantha Jones. Corey has the night off. This teen's death making national headlines tonight. Tyre Sampson died after falling off of a free fall ride in Orlando at Icon Park. Tonight, his loved ones want to know how this happened. And new tonight, Gabriel Vidal is in studio with us after sitting down with Sampson's dad. And Gabby, he says that he found out about his son's death on social media.
Yeah, the worst way any parent can find out about their son's death. Now, 14-year-old Tyre Sampson was an 8th grade student at a charter school called Career Academy. His dad, who lives in the Metro East, tells me Tyre lived with his mother in Berkeley, Missouri. He says they raised an incredible son with big dreams and an even bigger heart.
Where do I go from here? Ain't no sleeping. Ain't no eating.
A father devastated after losing his teenage son.
He's a big teddy bear, gentle dying. He was a good young man.
Yarno Sampson says 14-year-old Tyre Sampson was respectful, a good student, and passionate about going pro in football.
He was 6'5", 325 at 14 years old. You know, playing left tackle.
God damn! That nigga said he was 6'5", 300 and some pounds. That's a big motherfucking billion. He pretty much likely probably would have made it to the NFL for sure. If he could avoid injuries and shit. Like, that's a big fucking kid. And see, that leads me to say this, you guys. I don't trust shit. I don't believe shit. And when I say that to say this. When I go on vacations and stuff, people that I go with, people around me, some of them, not all of them, but a few of them like to do crazy shit, like zip lining. When I was in a poly relationship, my second girlfriend in a relationship, she wanted to bungee cord jump. And just all kind of shit like that I feel is fucking crazy. And even though they say, oh, you know, it can hold your weight and all that, when I look at the bungee cord, I'm cool. When I look at the zip line, that little thin ass metal cord, I'm cool. And I recently, in the last 2 years, stopped riding roller coasters. And those that know me, I used to get on damn near every roller coaster there was. Batman, Riddler, Colossus, Viper, Ninja, you know, you name it, I got on it. But the last 2 or 3 years, I stopped. And the reason why I stopped is because over the last, say, 10 years, I kept seeing deaths on the news of people falling out of rides. I kept seeing rides getting stuck upside down, and they got a certain amount of time to get you out. If not, being upside down for so long, your blood rushes to your head, and then you get head trauma, brain trauma, and then you can eventually die just being upside down too long. And just knowing that roller coasters are man-made, pretty much like everything, and with everything, it malfunctions and it fails. And so I feel like we put too much trust as people into certain things. Like another example, the people that do what's that shit when they jump out the airplane? Um paraglide? No. I forgot. Y'all know what I'm talking about though. Parachuting, I guess it's called. I forgot. I'm high. Anyway, they hope that they either brought a parachute that works, and a lot of them stuff their own parachute. But the thing is, you do something wrong, something's not set right, something malfunctions, there is, in most cases, no second chance. You're dead. When you're on that roller coaster and that bitch flip upside down, if that seat releases you, those security hose let go, release, too much oil, not enough oil, boat then broke off, then got loose, you're fucked. And I don't want to be the one person on that ride that one day to be the subject of a flawed ride. So I honestly stopped riding. When I go to amusement parks, I watch everybody else ride now. I get my little snack, find me a cut to hit my blunt a couple of times. I can have just as much fun as you. But I stopped. It was just too much deaths I was seeing all over the world, especially in the United States, of people falling out of rides. And now this man then lost not only his loving son, but could have been a future football player.
So that's a prime position. You know, plus he got NFL mentors, so he was definitely on the right path. And I was gonna put him in a blue chip camp myself this summer. He the next big ticket. He was the next big thing out the loop.
Yarnell says Tyre was in Florida training with his teammates and coaches through the STL Bad Boys football program, but also taking time off to have some fun.
I was one of the last people to find out. I found out early this morning.
The father didn't learn Tyre fell off an amusement park ride at Icon Plaza in Orlando until after watching a viral video taken of the fall.
Okay, watch.
Hey, y'all. I know this may fuck y'all up because it fucked me up when I just thought about it. Seeing how high that ride is, I'm pretty sure if you've been to an amusement park, you saw this ride, even at carnivals. Could you imagine being up that high and you feel your seat release? You feel that strap is no longer holding you, and then at some point your body is falling out of the fucking seat? Like, take a second and think about that. Could you imagine how the fuck that would feel? Now, I've had dreams where I was falling, and that shit felt scary itself. So could you imagine in real life, that shit jerks or comes down or goes up, and you feel yourself fly out of that, and you know at that point, it ain't nothing you can do. Nothing you can do but hit the ground or hit something. That gotta be one of the worst, most fucked up feelings you could possibly have. Because you know at that point it's over with.
Yarnell not only heartbroken, but also upset he wasn't there to protect his son.
And somebody have a few answers they need to answer. You know, because I definitely got some questions.
What are those questions?
You know, why was he not properly put in the seating thing right? Maybe he was too big to get on that ride. You know, or maybe.
Just so you know, the family should definitely get paid, and that doesn't excuse the death and it doesn't bring him back. But I feel like they definitely gonna get paid because either the operator or someone around that ride should have denied him. He was denied 2 rides because of his size. He should have been denied this ride as well. And instead of being dead, he would have just walked away with some hurt feelings. Sometimes we gotta do what's best for a person, even if it hurts them. That could have just saved this young man's life.
they weren't doing their job.
It's those questions racing through his mind as investigators start looking into the theme park ride Tyre got on, not knowing it would be the last thing he would do.
They could have stopped the roller coaster at the top. They could have had somebody, EMT paramedics, fire department came up there, could have rescued anything. They didn't have to let the young man fall.
But for now, Yarnell says his focus is keeping his son's memory alive, ensuring his death will prevent any similar tragedies moving forward.
Only thing I know is my son is in Orlando, Florida right now. And I want him home. And we're going to figure that out, me and my son's mother, and we're going to go from there.
Yarnell says Tyre planned to attend either East St. Louis High School or Cardinal Riddle next fall. Now, right now, his father says he doesn't know when he and his other members of his family will be reunited with Tyre back here in the Metro.
Again, RIP to Tyre Sampson and condolences to his family. They did. I just want to inform you guys, everybody is calling for the ride to be shut down. I do believe it is shut down. This is just, and a lot of times too, because we don't know who the operator of this ride was. But I do know from my personal experience at theme parks and other places, they trust a lot of young adults to operate these rides. I believe as young as 16 can operate a ride at like Magic Mountain and places alike. I may be wrong, but I believe so. And in that case, even though it may be latching somebody in and hitting a button, which seems not to be that hard, if you are allowing underage people or people who don't have the right mental capacity to operate these rides or turn away people when the time is needed, then maybe you guys should stop allowing, a certain age to operate it. Again, due to people not telling or turning this young man away like the other riders did, he's no longer here. Alright, now let's listen to a little information about the ride and the weight limit so we can get a little more information on how this young man really lost his life. But I'm pretty much self-explanatory. He was too big, too overweight, probably, and the person didn't stop him from getting on the ride like everybody else. Again, prayers to Tyre and condolences to his family.
We're learning more about the inner workings of the free fall ride. We've learned the 14-year-old victim should have never been on the ride in the first place. Our team coverage continues now with News 6 investigator Maris Badcock.
This manual was written exclusively for Orlando Free Fall, and one of the biggest bombshells inside include height and weight restrictions for the ride.
Nearly 200 pages written in a manual describe exactly how attendants of Orlando Free Fall were supposed to operate the ride, which killed 14-year-old Tyre Sampson last week when the teen fell from the drop tower during a free fall simulation. According to the manufacturer of the ride, Fun Time Thrill Rides, the maximum weight is 286 pounds. Sampson's coach told us he weighed 320 pounds. On Friday, the director of marketing and sales for Slingshot Group, the company that runs the Orlando Free Fall. Here's what he told us then about height and weight restrictions.
We have a size restriction. You have to be 50 inches or taller, and you have to be able to fit in the seat. So there's really no weight restriction unless you cannot fit in the seat.
The manual also...
Now look, you see how old this man is? And he's also put in position to sell these rides, in charge of these rides. And he sat here on World News and just lied. As long as you can fit the seat, you're good. There really is no weight limit. You know what? That statement right there, and that statement alone, is what's going to get Tyre Sampson's family paid. Not only did you make a mistake, but you're publicly admitting the mistake that you made, which is every ride I know of has a weight limit.
describes specific limitations for large people. Be careful when seeing if large guests fit into the seats. Check that they fit within the contours of the seat and the bracket fits properly. If this is not so, do not let this person ride.
And I don't care how athletic a person is, how strong they are, there's no way a person who weighs that amount, suffering or subjected to negative 2Gs, can hold themselves in the ride.
Ken Martin has served as a ride safety expert for over a quarter century, even serving as an expert witness in several ride accident cases.
The restraint was definitely not properly
run up the check.
And seen pictures of the ride that indicate there are no seatbelts on the ride, which would, classify as one redundant safety system.
But the new records released Monday show that the manufacturer, Funtime Thrill Rides, specifically advocated for no seatbelt, attaching this letter to the manual. The seat and shoulder restraint system has 2 independent locking devices, and the shoulder restraints are monitored. There is no need for an extra safety or seat belt because the seat and restraint system fulfill more than the
Cha-ching! 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 Now we see that these motherfuckers requested that the seatbelt not be installed or even removed. Another safety precaution that could have saved this young man's life or anybody's life. And they failed. The more you dummies keep releasing and putting out there, the bigger the bag. At this point, if I was Sampson's family, I'd be looking for the $50 to the $100 million range. Run that shit up. It won't disappear. It won't make the hurt disappear from your son's loss. Again, it will not bring him back. But at least he can smile down looking at y'all, seeing that you guys are good and okay due to this company's negligence.
the requirements. The manual also says that attendants are also supposed to manually check the restraints when loading a guest, pulling on it to make sure it locks. Workers are also supposed to check the restraints regularly enough so that every seat is inspected 2 times in a 30-day period. If it's faulty, it must be replaced before it can be used again.
What are you saying? Did you check it? Yeah, the light was running. You guys are sure you checked it? Yeah.
The manual also adds some context to what the ride attendants were caught on camera saying to one another after Sampson's fall. According to the manual, green lights indicate the restraints are closed, no light means the restraints are open, and a red light indicates the restraints are faulted.
The ride will not ascent unless those harnesses are locked in. And, again, so there were no indications that there was anything different. So this is what we've got to find out.
State investigators also released a preliminary accident report.
Hey, is it me or is the representative of this company giving you that oh well type of vibe? Or is it just me? Like I think he's more concerned about his job than he is the death of this young man. Like, I don't know, he's giving me a weird feeling, a weird vibe as every time he speaks. I don't feel no compassion, no remorse. I feel like he's more on the defensive side, like, oh, well, I didn't have nothing to do with this. It wasn't my fault type thing, like, dude. Or maybe it's just his personality. But I feel like this dude has no compassion for this situation. I'm just saying.
Report. In it, it reads, when the magnets engaged, the patron came out of the seat. Harness was still in a down and locked position when the ride stopped. I emailed Slingshot Group and Funtime Thrill Rides tonight for a comment after the newest developments came out, but so far we have not heard back. There are at least 5 free fall rides in the world using Funtime's manufacturing model. 2 in the U.S. at Dollywood and Icon Park here in Orlando have been shut down pending investigations. I'm Maris Badcock.
So y'all heard where the other locations of this same ride is at, and if I was y'all, I would stay the fuck away from it, because like they said, all the green lights were on. There was no indication that it malfunctioned, but it did. So not only does your ride malfunction, but the safety measures that indicate when something wrong obviously isn't fucking working. So this ride, in my opinion, is just flawed all the way fucking through. All the way through. If the ride isn't holding people, and the indicators are not showing and letting you guys know there's an issue or a problem, then why is this ride still active even in other places? Does that make sense to you guys? Let's check out some more investigation on this ride.
The experts to take a look at this image. It shows the position of Tyre Sampson's harness moments before the ride got started. Here's a side profile view of Tyre Sampson in his seat on free fall. The 14-year-old kicking his legs as he waits to be lifted more than 400 feet in the air and then dropped. The only thing keeping him in his seat is that harness.
I see a patron in an amusement ride, and that over-the-shoulder restraint system is not properly affixed.
Experts say Sampson's harness may have been locked, but it was not pulled down far enough, leaving a gap. You can see the difference in how his fit compared to other riders in the video.
It should have been a closed circuit, if you will. So where it came all the way down over the shoulders, containing the person and or resting in their lap and at the seat pan.
In this video, inspectors taking a close look at Sampson's seat and the position of the harness. According to the operation manual, the weight limit for the ride is 287 pounds. Sampson weighed 340 pounds, so he was 53 pounds over the weight limit. The state's accident report says free fall was coming down the tower. When the magnets engaged, the patron came out of the seat, harness still in a down and locked position when the ride stopped.
That created enough G-force to throw him out of the ride because it came down and stopped abruptly.
So did any of the warning lights go off? Employees could be heard discussing that seconds after the tragedy.
So you shouldn't be able to press that button to make the ride go if any of these devices were not properly secured.
Well, some state
See, so the expert just verified what I said. Their indicators aren't even working, obviously, because as you can see, his seat was not pulled down as far as the instructions instructed.
Lawmakers say this tragedy may spark changes for the amusement ride industry. More from them at 10:30. Back to you guys.
Yeah, this is just crazy. This is real fucking crazy that this young man lost his life. And like I said, we've seen many of these type of situations, y'all. So again, prayers to Sampson, Tyre Sampson. Condolences to his family. You know, we can't bring him back. So at this point, I hope y'all definitely get that motherfucking bag. I appreciate everybody that came through and watched today. I am Sensei Official. And as always, I'd like to welcome you motherfuckers to the hood. Wow. I'll see y'all motherfuckers next time. Peace.
What's up? I'm Rock of the Scene, and I'd like to welcome you to the Hood on King of Content.
Bitch! Wow! I'm watching this live!